internationally renowned autism expert Saima Wazid Hussain for being elected as the chairperson of the International Jury Board of UNESCO Emir Jabir Al Ahmed Al Sabah Prize for the second consecutive year. Saima Wazid is the chairperson of the National Advisory Council on Neurodevelopmental Disorder and Autism and WHO's Goodwill Ambassador for Autism in Southeast Asia region. The Cabinet adopted an obituary reference at the death of noted journalist and managing editor of Bangladesh Sangbad Songstha Shahriar Shahid. The Cabinet prayed for eternal peace of the departed soul and conveyed profound sympathy to the bereaved family members. After the meeting, briefing reporters, Cabinet Secretary Mohammad Shafiul Alam said, under Mother of Humanity Social Welfare Award policy, the award would be given to individuals or organizations in 5 categories every year for their role in the welfare of the poor, marginalized and elderly persons, including the oppressed and divorced women, children and physically challenged persons. About 90% of prior election campaign materials, including banners, festoons and posters, were removed within the stipulated time as per directives of the Election Commission. Legal actions will be taken against those who fail to remove their election campaign materials. Election Commission Secretary Helaluddin Ahmed told this to journalists following a meeting at Nirbachan Bhavan in the capital today. Chief Election Commissioner K.M. Nurul Huda chaired the meeting, which was also addressed by Election Commissioners Mohammad Rafiqul Islam, Mahbub Talukdar, Kobita Khanum and Brigadier General Retired Shahadat Hussain Chaudhry. Replying to a query, the EC Secretary said Election Commission reviewed the police report of Noya Palton clash. The ongoing investigation will continue as it is a criminal case, he added. Helaluddin Ahmed said Election Commission made necessary directives to Bangladesh police so that none except those responsible for the violence are harassed.
Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir has said those who were yelling for election environment are now spoiling the election atmosphere. He made the allegation at a press conference held at the Awami League President's political office in the capital today. Central Awami League leaders were present during the briefing. Obaidul Qadir said BNP is trying to foil the election under the banner of Oiko Front, and Tariq Rahman has violated the law by taking interview of nomination seekers of BNP. He said Awami League will seek justice from the countrymen if Election Commission fails to take proper action on the issue. He further mentioned that in the name of collecting nomination form, BNP gathered the leader and activists along with identified criminals to attack police, which proved BNP is yet to change their past practice. Nomination process of Grand Alliance is underway and will be finalized within this week, Obaidul Qadir added. Interview of BNP nomination seekers continued for the second day today at Gulshan. Aspirants from Borishal and Khulna divisions appeared in today's interview. In addition, Torikot Federation nomination seekers were interviewed at Dhanmondi today. Party Chairman Nojibul Bashar Bhandari and Secretary General Dr. Rizal Karim took the interview. The week-long tax fair in the capital Dhaka ended today. The fair premises of the capital city was humming with taxpayers of different ages on the concluding day. The taxpayers rushed to the fair premises to submit their tax returns with spontaneous response. They were highly satisfied with different services like opening of new TIN numbers, e-TIN, and all other cooperation provided by the tax officials at the fair. Besides, services were provided at different booths, specially arranged for the freedom fighters, disabled persons, and senior citizens. The tax officials concerned hope that this year's income tax returns will break all the previous records as different pragmatic steps were taken by NBR to create awareness among the taxpayers.
Now some international news. British Prime Minister Theresa May, expressing her support to the draft Brexit deal, said that she will continue her endeavour to implement the agreement. London and Brussels agreed on the draft deal last week. The Brexit deal is likely to be signed in Brussels on Sunday next. The British Premier said the next week will be the critical juncture for the United Kingdom. Theresa May put on alert her rivals, saying that the matter of UK's withdrawing from the EU will not be so easy. While giving an interview to the Sky News, she also said the matter of immigration would be based on skill, and the trend of immigration seeking would be prevented in this way. For the first time in its 25-year history, the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit ended Sunday with its leaders failing to agree on a formal joint statement. All 21 APEC leaders at the annual meeting in Papua New Guinea were in agreement, except China. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau confirmed late Sunday that disagreements on trade stood in the way of a final statement. According to a US official involved in the negotiations, China may have been concerned about a specific line about unfair trade practices. The two countries are embroiled in a bitter trade war that has seen each enact tariffs on billions of dollars worth of goods. Yemen's Houthi rebels say they are halting drone and missile strikes on the Saudi-led military coalition after a request from the United Nations. The move comes after the coalition ordered a halt in its offensive on the key Yemeni port of Hodeidah. The UN is attempting to revive talks to end a 3-year war which has caused the world's worst humanitarian crisis. So far, the war has killed thousands and pushed millions more Yemenis to the brink of starvation. Muhammad Ali al-Houthi, the head of the Houthi Supreme Revolutionary Committee, said the decision to halt the strikes was made after their contacts with the UN envoy Martin Griffiths. The statement added the Houthis were ready to move towards a wider ceasefire if the Saudi-led coalition wants peace.
Health and Family Welfare Minister Mohammed Naseem has said there is no question of vote rigging and hoped that the next general election would be held in a free, fair and neutral manner. He told reporters after inaugurating digital health service at Shohid Sohrawardi Medical College and Hospital in the capital today. Director of the college, Professor Dr. Uttam Kumar Borua, and its principal, Dr. ABM Maqsoodul Alam, among others, were present on the occasion. Mohammed Naseem said a festive mood has been prevailing across the country over the parliamentary election, as all political parties have already responded to the call of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina very positively. Eminent journalist, writer and managing editor of Bangladesh Sangbad Sangstha BSS, Shahriar Shahid, was laid to eternal rest after Maghrib prayers today at his family graveyard at Dokar Chor village under Raipura Upasil of Norshindi district. Before the burial, a namaz-e-janaza attended by relatives and admirers was held at Maulavi Bazar Mosque near his family graveyard. His body was taken to his ancestral village Dokar Chor from Dhaka by an ambulance. His second namaz-e-janaza was held at the Jatiya Press Club premises after Zohar prayer, attended by journalists, his colleagues from BSS, friends, relatives and admirers. Prime Minister's media advisor Iqbal Subhan Chaudhry and Press Secretary Ihsanul Karim, BSS Managing Director and Chief Editor Abul Kalam Azad, Dhaka University's former Vice-Chancellor Professor Dr. AAMS Arifin Siddique, Bangladesh Federal Union of Journalists BFUJ President Mullah Jalal, BFUJ former President Manzurul Ahsan Bulbul, Dhaka Union of Journalists DUJ General Secretary Sohail Haider Chaudhry also attended the janazah. Earlier, first namaz-e-janaza of Shahriar Shahid was held at Dhaka Reporters Unity DRU. DRU President Saiful Islam, among others, attended the janaza.
Now some sports news. The two-day practice match between BCB 11 and West Indies 11 ended in a draw at the M.A. Aziz Stadium in Chattogram today. Replying to the visitors' 303, BCB 11 scored 232 for 5 and the match was declared a draw. Sadman Islam scored 73 while Shomo Sarkar collected 78 for the BCB 11. Earlier, the West Indies declared their innings in the morning without adding to their overnight total. Football. Dhaka Abahoni reached the final of Federation Cup Football 2018, beating Sheikh Jamal Dhanmundi Club by 4 goals to 2 in the first semi-final today. The first half of the match ended goalless at the Bangabandhu National Stadium. Sande Chizuba scored a hat-trick for Dhaka Abahoni, while Masi Sairani scored the other goal for the winners. Didarul Alam scored a brace of goals for Sheikh Jamal. And now to end the news, here again are the main points. Cabinet approves draft of Mother of Humanity Social Welfare Award Policy 2018. %90 of electoral banners, festoons and posters removed within EC stipulated time. Action to follow against defaulters. Persons so long yelling for election environment, spoiling that now, alleges Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir. Week-long income tax fair ends with mad rush of taxpayers on concluding day. Brexit agreement likely to be signed next week as Prime Minister Theresa May renews her efforts to sell her draft. And Chattogram practice match between BCB 11 and West Indies 11 ends in a draw.
And that's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you indeed for joining us, and we invite you to watch 11:30 Bangla News. Until then, Khuda Hafiz.
Khuda Hafiz.